Welcome to the Crypto Bus Ninja channel. We did get a request for VARA-Coin, so let's look at VARA-Coin. This is on Coinbase. By the way, we do have a Telegram group which is free to join, so join that if you guys are interested in when I go live or would like to request coins, which I will then do videos on. Link to join that is in the description below. Also, if you guys want my trade subs that I go through daily, join my Discord. Link to join that is also in the description below. So I'm going to start on the weekly time frame on Vara. Again, this is on Coinbase. Each candle right now is 1 week. Weekly chart is overbought. It's one of the few altcoins that I've seen that does have a overbought weekly time frame. So that's just something to be cautious about. Also, you can see just on a very simple idea that it's making lower highs on the weekly. Even before the stock RSI had data on it on the weekly, it's been making lower highs. So I won't count that as a lower high because that's when it first came out on Coinbase. But that's a lower high right there at 18.4. So that is going to be resistance, and I'm going to mark that as resistance at 18.4. Then you have a weekly low right down here, which is around that 5-cent level. And then one more support / resistance level that I see would be right where we just hit at around that 13 cent level, 12.7 we'll call it. That is kind of what we got going on the weekly time frame. Now on the 3-day time frame, again made a lower high, same thing as the weekly. That's not much different. And the 2-day time frame probably is going to be pretty similar. I do like the fact that 2-day is trying to hold its support down here at that 5-cent level, and trying to put a higher low in. Your previous low, at least on the smaller time frames, was 6.5 cents. Now the question is, can you make a slightly higher low around that 8.4 level? That would be a very good sign. So now if we go to the daily time frame, the daily, that's a higher high on the daily. And then right now you're trying to make a higher low. If you hold that 8.4 level, I'm going to say that's a higher low, and that's a good sign. So I'll also add another support there on the daily time frame at 8.4 cents. Now the next time frame I care about is the 12-hour chart. The 12-hour chart right now is above the 200-day moving average, and you're again trying to hold support. So I would say if this holds 8.4 cents, then you can see more upside to the next resistance, which is just under that 13-cent level. And then if you break that, you can look for 17 cents. So as long as we stay above 8.4, I'm technically bullish on this on the higher time frames. The 8-hour chart is trying to get the bounce. The 6-hour chart is struggling, and the 4-hour chart is trying to get the bounce as well, but struggling to do so. Another thing I see right here is now when we go down to the 4-hour chart, this is a possible falling wedge, but it is struggling to break out. So these break out 68% of the time. So if it doesn't break out, your measured move would be above that resistance. It would get you above it, and then hopefully you could turn that 13-cent level into support. So that is your measured move on VRA, or on VARA-Coin, is up to that 14.1 level. We'll see what happens. If you hold 8.4, then I see 14.1 being the next stop, and the 2-hour chart, I don't want to get into too small of time frames, but like the 1-hour chart is losing the 200-day moving average. That's not a very good sign. Is it 200 above it? No, the 200 is not even above it. The 4-hour chart just lost it as well. Unfortunately, these break out 68% of the time, but it's looking more and more likely you're going to revisit these lows based off the fact you got rejected off of resistance now twice. And in my opinion, this is also a double top here at 12.7. So you have a double top possibly at 12.7, very strong resistance, and you are losing the moving averages. So if you were going to get the bounce out of this falling wedge, I would have expected to happen by now. It could be a fake out to the upside, and I mean you get fake out to the downside and then you reverse back up. That is a possibility, but right now if you are going to break out, it's looking, I mean I feel like it would have already happened. Anything's possible, but it could be trying to dump here, get right below the 200 and then rip to the upside, but more times than not it just goes to the downside. So it's likely right now that this does continue to the downside. Sorry about that. It's likely this does roll over to the downside, and your next support is 8.4 cents, and then below that I would also say that you have a local low down here at that basically 5.9. So I also think you have a little support around that 6-cent level, but it's more likely to me you go to the downside based on the fact you're losing the moving averages. I don't like that. So with that being said, guys, I'm more bearish than bullish on this. We'll see what happens. Anything's possible. I think it's more likely you see 8.4 cents before you see 12.7, and I still think it's more likely you see 6 cents before you see 12 cents, or even 13 cents, I should say, on VARA-Coin. But that's why I got higher time frames look okay to me. No, actually they really don't, because even the weekly's overbought. So I'm not very bullish on this right now. We'll see what happens, but I don't think to me it's a no trade zone. I wouldn't be long or short, but I might think about DCAing for a longer term bag if you believe in this long term at 8.5 or possibly 6 cents if you get that low. If you guys enjoyed this, appreciate it if you hit the like, subscribe, share this video with your friends, and just hit the subscribe to help the channel out. It is struggling right now as crypto does consolidate. Thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next update.